Well, you got to wonder what's going on here. The truth is the Corolla barely squeezed in front of that white Jeep Gladiator. Is that what it is? But neither one of them could stop behind the white line. All right, what an interesting day, huh? And it's only been 17 miles, 30 minutes, 286 watt-hours per mile. Really? Wow. Not quite sure where I got that, but okay. What? Oh, well, I the energy did spike a little bit when I started. All right, so whatever. Peace and harmony. So first, I went to the post office to drop off a letter. I did that on my own. It's interesting. I ended up following this Cadillac for 3 miles or something like that, and he's going like, "Oh, well, it's a Cadillac. I can't drive it fast." Okay, fine, whatever. Whatever happened to that lady? Sorry, I'm a bit distracted, I'll admit that. All right, but let's focus, shall we? So, coming up on Loman Ford, no problems there. Nice turn. Nice turn. It was a nice turn, I think. The turn onto Loman Ford, 1431, was pretty good. Of course, the magical Tesla traffic light. Since I had cars coming up on me, I didn't allow the car to slow down a whole lot. Kept the car going. But it did show the stopping for traffic light. Come on, man. Why is it this never gets old for you guys? I don't get it. Okay, whatever. Let's see when it. So I put on FSD from what they call First Street, which is the opposite side of from 1431 from Loman Ford. I don't know why that's called First Street and the other side's called Loman Ford, but whatever, that's what it is. It means First Street is like one block. I think that's all it is. Yes, because there's a car wash that's right there on the other side of First Street. Okay, whatever. Or in Brocco Lane. So coming through, all this is fine. I mean, there's the usual traffic people like, oh, I'm being passed by Tesla. I can't take that. Oh my God. Oh, get over it. You know? Just because I drive a Tesla. Oh yes, I fully believe in Elon Musk's personal statements and missions. No, but I do appreciate a good car. There is a difference. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about what all. So I think FSD did fine all the way up after the magical Tesla traffic light. The next the next incident was at the bank. All right, so rolling up into West Cedar Park. I'm trying to get around a slower car who magically has found a way to go the same speed I am, more or less. So I have to use my foot to push the accelerator just a little bit more to get past him. Okay, and once I do, yes, this truck comes by, pickup comes by. Oh, I'm going really fast. And then there's a car right behind him like, oh, I'm going really fast. Oh, come on. Whatever. Peace and harmony. I didn't even mention the Jeep. Anyway, so there was a car and a Jeep, and they were kind of like road racing. Gee, I don't know why. No, I know what it is the car basically cut in front of the Jeep. To be fair to the Jeep guy, he did. He cut him off. They shouldn't have done it, but obviously he was going really fast. So anyway, right here at the corner at the bank, what is this, Lakeline? Anyway, they're both sitting there, and they both rolled past the line at the red light. Don't know why. Wait, this guy's staring at me. Why are you staring at me? You wanted your picture taken? There you are. You're on camera. Are you happy now? Oh. Some random guy who has to stare instead of focusing on the traffic he's in. Anyway, whatever. I just find it interesting that, what? The Tesla's not safe? Oh, but I could stop behind the white line. I mean, granted, there are times I complain about the FSD not stopping behind the white line. That's true. And usually I hit the brake to make sure we don't go past the white line when it's not safe to do so. But anyway, whatever. What can you do? So obviously we already have a C for the grade today. So I didn't mention the other part. Oh, so pulling into the parking lot. For some reason, FSD decided it was going to go left. We're turning right up here, dude. Now maybe he was trying to make more room, but going into the other lane doesn't sound like it's making is a wise choice to me. Maybe FSD felt it was. I'll break on FSD off and human driver all the way through the parking lot. Now, I usually pull into some parking spaces. For some reason, those were all filled today. So I went around the parking lot, so to speak. And I guess there was somebody else who was rolling up who didn't expect to find a car there. Because if I look at this right, if I'm turning right from there, I have every right, and the car coming up, whether I was turning left or right, would have had to stop. And you could hear the tires kind of scraping because they did emergency stop. I don't know why. You didn't have the right of way to go through my car either way. But anyway, and then as I'm parking, the car that did the emergency stop then rolled up behind me after I parked. Like, okay, you getting ready to have words or what? I'm coming to the bank, so I have every right to be here. Anyway, the car back out and then just completely disappeared. I don't know what happened to that car. But anyway, peace and harmony. The world is full of people driving vehicles that don't have any automation at all, have no emergency braking systems or very little, and apparently those drivers don't feel like they're really required to be reasonably adequate to drive. Oh no, this is my God-given right. I gotta be able to drive a car. You can't take away my right. I mean, to be fair to you guys, yes. I mean, there's one time I was visiting my father, and when I saw him drive, I was going like, oh my God. But I didn't do anything about it. And then later I found out that he had been in three accidents, something like that. The insurance company dropped him. Right? Now, was that the right thing for me to do? No, it was not the right thing for me to do. What I should have done, and I kind of said, are you able to drive? But I didn't push it. This is my father, right? Who am I to question my father's abilities? But the right thing to do would have been to sit him down and say, you can barely move your, he couldn't move his shoulders, so he couldn't move his neck, right? So he couldn't look to his side. So when he went, he just went. They used to make fun of my grandmother because she was so short, you couldn't see her head above the edge of the door through the window, right? Anyway, I mean, what's the right answer? The right answer is you should take the side of safety. So it's my belief at some point, Elon and his AI team are going to finally figure out how to make FSD actually operate fully. And when that happens, that's the start of robotaxi. When robotaxi comes, that's the start of us not having individual cars anymore, so to speak. I mean, there's still be edge cases, there's still situations where a person really needs to have his own car. And I don't know what they're going to do as far as, I have the 2 cars I probably have the rest of my life. I mean, I don't know. If I live to 100, I'll have to do something. But by the time Robotax will be around, right? So who knows? Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Sorry, that was a bit of a heavy subject. And yet my mother was perfectly fine driving, but she didn't have anywhere near the physical limitations that my father did. But anyway, and actually they were divorced, so my father was remarried, and his wife was going, oh, it's inconvenient to have to call a taxi. Yes, but there's a safety factor here. But anyway, whatever. Like I said, I didn't take the appropriate action. If my kids are listening to this and you're in that position, I mean, you should at least say something. Yes, I know. I'm as stubborn as my old man. Yes. But when my daughters say something, I know they have reason for saying what they have to say. Onward, upward charge. Well, it even seems like it's worth it. 2 miles, 6 minutes. I could walk that far. Anyway, 322 watt-hours per mile. So it turns out they're working on the outside lane on 1431 just before Baghdad. Anyway, so I'd already made a decision, because I could see traffic was slowing, to go to the inside lane to go around the slower cars. It turns out slower cars are because the lane's closed. So we're stacked up for a while. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony, it's all good. Finally, when we start getting moving again, FSD's doing some kind of alarm. Actually, I know exactly what it is. He showed red hands. So he's complaining, my hands aren't on the wheel enough. Right? Yes, I know how it works. I know you have to have torque on the wheel. And honestly, I wasn't torquing the wheel enough. Come on. To think that Ford and GM you don't even have to put your hands on the wheel, as long as you're looking forward, which I'm also doing. The camera's right up here and just above the rear view mirror too, so they can see me. They can see I'm watching the road. But they had to throw in the little red hands. Nope, brake on, FC off. The message sounded like, I don't know, FC complained about having to drive, so I interrupted him. Come on, man. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. And until we get to an actual full self-driving thing, it's just patience. And for those of you who have been listening for a while, my patience is starting to run out. I mean, was it Tuesday? Oh, he complained a little bit. Nope, brake on, FC off. I drove the rest of the trip. Yep, not going to put up with it. I did that twice yesterday. No. Okay, whatever. Yes, I do believe FSD will eventually get better and will eventually be the thing to use. It's just the patience part. Anyway, thank you guys.
In 1,000 feet,
all right.
Right to stay on
So I'm coming up behind this Ram pickup. All right, what's wrong with this truck? It's ready to roll over on its right side or something wrong. Okay, I finally figure out what it is. He has a little tire on his rear right. That's not tire. It's supposed to be on there, dude. Man, you need to get a tire fixed or something real quick, man. I don't know. It's just It's just funny looking. Anyway, peace and harmony. All right, home again. 18 miles, 29 minutes, 242 watt hours per mile. Wow, really? Interesting. Although, and I actually put the temperature on the AC down a degree to 69. It was at 100, it's down to 99 now. I don't think that's the real temperature, but whatever, peace and harmony. So today's drive. So pulling out from Heb, so the timing of lights is such that we're doing the left turn onto Bell and then right. The car is having a hard time making up its mind which lane he wants to be in, but he's on FSD. So he starts out on the outside lane and moves to the inside lane, and I see there's a delivery truck or whatever it is in the lane we're going into, but I let it ride, and it turns out that truck moves over to the inside lane. I guess he wants to make a left turn eventually, so that works out. But the two cars that are in front of me, after the truck moves over, well, it's not fair to the second car, right? So it's the first car who's going like, oh, well, I'm comfortable going, what is speed we're going, 40 or something in a 50 zone? No, it's 45. It's a 45 zone, isn't it? Whatever it is, he's comfortable going that speed. And turns out he's making left on the lake line. That's why he's going, well, I'm just not in a rush. Well, try moving along. You're blocking traffic. Anyway, in the meantime, FSD, seeing these cars going slow in front of him, goes to turn on a turn signal. Then he goes and looks, says, oh, there's a car to the right, so we can't go there. He turns it off. What? I mean, I'll admit that sometimes I do that too, where I think it's clear and I turn on a turn signal, and then when I look, it's not clear. Yes, I do that. But for FSD to do that, come on, man. Whatever, peace and army. We're almost up to Baghdad anyway. What are you thinking? What's that? Yeah, you're not thinking. I'm just a machine. Come on, man. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Whatever, peace and harmony. It's all good. Anyway, finally we kind of break free of all this traffic. There's a Honda Accord that's behind me, and he's going like, oh, I need to go really, really fast. So finally there's a spot that opens up on the right lane. I go to the right lane. Guess what? There's this gold bus turned out in front, or he pulls out in front of me as I'm coming up. Oh my goodness. Did he even look? I don't know. I don't know how much he looked. I just know, oh my goodness. And he was following a car. A car went in front of me too. But the car is going to accelerate. The bus can't. Right? Buses don't have that. Even the EV buses have been tuned to accelerate like a diesel bus. Right? So they can't accelerate. Whatever. Peace and harmony. It's okay. As soon as I get 6 inches of clearance on that Honda Accord and nobody's behind him, left turn signal, brake on, FC off, switch inside lane. Boom. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, because later, as we get further up the road, he's going to go into Sarah, whatever that neighborhood is. But as we're going around the corner, I'm in the inside lane, the Honda's in the outside lane, and FSC's going, wow, look at that hot car. Oh, I don't want to pass. Yeah, we're 500 miles under the speed limit. Come on, man, let's go. Finally, he moves up the road and breaks it off. But, well, come on, man. What's that? I'm assigning another human personality trait to FSD. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Except I don't know which one this is. right? Because Nels Sprouse, I said, was a more of a female personality. Which maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Whatever. Peace and harmony. It's all good. Look, here's the bottom line. FSD through this point, admittedly, he was probably going a little bit slower because he's going around a curve. An FSD going around a curve, he's always going like, oh, well, I can't see that inch over there to my right, so I don't know how the road is turning. Although I can see all the left side of the road, and now from that, I can see all the lines except for the outside of the outside lane. You don't need to see that. You don't. Okay. But, you know, the other part of it probably is there are times when somebody turns and goes across the road in front of us, except there's plenty of distance, it's plenty safe, but FSD will be reacting after they're, 50 feet up the road they turned on. Okay, 20 feet, whatever it is. They're not in front of us anymore. That's when he starts braking. There's nobody in front of us to brake for anymore. You don't need to brake. Oh, come on. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony. It is what it is. Right. So going through Jonestown, there's a couple of trucks. So there's this truck. He came up to me when we got to a Nameless Road intersection, and he's on the inside lane. I'm on the outside lane. When we accelerate from the way, when light turns green, we accelerate away. At first, he's going, and then all of a sudden I'm going by him, and then he accelerates again. But then when we get into Jonestown, where it is 45, he slows down. And he doesn't slow down just a little bit. He slows down a lot. He was going like 40 in the 45 zone. And I think he slowed down even more when he got close to the traffic light, where they had the warnings for, oh, you go around a dangerous curve. No, you're not. It's not dangerous. You just want to slow people down. Whatever. So eventually, at some point, the guy in front of me in the outside lane, yes, I caught up to a truck pulling a trailer, a pickup with a utility trailer. It's come on, can't you go any faster, or could you just switch a lane and get out of the way? No. But finally, yes, there is enough difference. I'm able to sneak by. Yes. Freedom, except what's that? We're in a speed zone where the police do patrol, so you can't just gun it, right? You can't. There's too much risk of getting a ticket. That's why Jonestown is known as a speed trap town, because they almost always, okay, let's say it's like 40% of the time they have somebody out on patrol when I go through Jonestown. Okay, it may not be quite that much, but it's a lot for such a small town. And there's a limit how much money you can make off of that in Texas anyway. Texas passed laws. No, you can't have that be your source of income. Okay, but what are they supposed to do? That they don't want people speeding through a town. I get the safety aspect. Well, make it look like that's how they pay the cops. Anyway, peace and harmony. I finally get out, but then we go up the hill, and going up the hill, the white pickup passes me. Now I haven't hit the 55 zone yet. Yes, he came up there as if he was driving 55. I haven't hit the 55 zone yet. So once he gets a little ways up in front of me, he cuts in front of me. Oh look, I'm going faster than you. Whatever. I'm still in the 45 zone. Right? Once I hit the 55 sign, come up to highway speeds. What's that? Yeah, at first, he's falling off like as if he didn't know what he was doing. Then he woke up and realized that we were in a higher speed zone. So he tried to keep up with me. Whatever. Except, what's that? Yeah, he's driving a Chevy pickup. Probably with V8, 4-barrel. I mean, it's an older model. Okay, probably not a 4-barrel. It's probably fuel injected. But still, you're burning more gas, aren't you? Yes, you can tell by the way I go up the hills. What? Oh, see you later. And when we go down the hills, all of a sudden he's catching up. Right? Well, the cops won't give you a ticket for that. Yeah, they will. Yes, they will. Whatever, peace and harmony. It's just a game. You know, I talked earlier about the thing with my father. How I probably should have said, no, you need to not be driving. But I could already tell by the way his wife was talking, my stepmother, that then I'd have to show up and give him rides all the time. But you know what, when he was in the hospital and I had to give her a ride in her car, she had to sit in the back because she had to smoke, and she couldn't wear a seatbelt. So, but I get the ticket. At that time, the driver got the ticket. I mean, since then, they've changed it. Now the person not wearing a seatbelt gets the ticket in Texas. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Anyway, coming up on the Loman Ford intersection, I roll up with the green arrow's gone away, so now it's just green light, and there's cars coming the other way. And the way FSD is rolling, you know he's not planning to stop behind the stop line. Okay, brake on, FSD off. That's just on. Well, it looks like you weren't going to stop behind the stop line, so I handled it for you. Okay, I mean, this is just one of those things. FSD never gets tired of it. Oh, well, no. The legal requirement is you stop beyond the stop line. I don't know what it is in California. Maybe it's like, there's a stop sign. Yeah, just roll right through it. That's why they call it a California stop. Right? A rolling stop. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Doesn't matter. And unfortunately, the place where I've stopped, so I actually didn't stop behind the line. My front tires are probably right on the line. But at least I didn't roll into the intersection a whole lot. Not that it should matter, but if somebody coming out from what now I know is First Street, if they were turning left out of First Street, they would have to make a sudden adjustment to avoid hitting my car. Right? I mean, it's just the way it is. Okay, whatever. Once the light turns, once to get the green arrow, turn left, FSD back on, cruise on through Loman Ford, no problems. Turn on the buggy Ford. He's a little slow to enter the turn lane, but otherwise it's fine. And he's slow to accelerate down the hill. Now there was a truck there, and if I caught it right, you'll see video of a white Ram with a small tire on his right rear axle. It looks so weird. I don't know if you'll see it. But anyway, it's like he put a regular size wheel in that place instead of putting in the bigger wheel that matches his other three wheels. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. So, made it home fine. I didn't mention the magical Tesla traffic light, but what's the point of mentioning it yet again? Right? Tesla just doesn't care about this. Other things they've apparently taken some action on. This, it's probably not in their capabilities today. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's an easy enough fix. You put your foot on the accelerator, keep the car rolling. let the message pop up. Oh, I'm stopping. No, you're not. Okay. So the grade is a C for today. Overall, it's really pretty good. There were a few scary moments, but that's the way it is with FSD. And that's the way it is driving human control anyway. Because most time it's pretty boring. I mean, you could go to sleep, right? Let's say, oh, except somebody has to steer the car. If only had FSD to do that, right? But then occasionally it's the stupid stuff that causes a problem. And with FSD, it has a lot more maturing to do, because things like not stopping behind the stop line at an intersection where you have to yield. That's the rule. Well, the rule is if you can't clear the intersection, you're not to enter it. That is the rule. So the corollary. Anyway, part of that definition is if you're making a left turn on a green light where you have to yield to oncoming traffic, you have to stop and wait for the oncoming traffic to clear enough for you to make a left turn. Okay? It's that easy. Come on, Elon. I know you guys are into doing the whole AI thing, and the AI has to see the videos of this happening. Anytime you want to contact me and say, well, we need you to run Grnpa through that intersection several times, I can do it. Of course, I'm not that far. Where is it? Giga Texas. Giga Texas is 28 miles away from my house. That you could send somebody out to run for a 2-hour errand to come run through the magical Tesla traffic light and the intersection Loman Ford. Not that you have to do that, because you have intersections right there by Giga Texas. It's the same thing, same law. Anyway, whatever. Peace and harmony. So anyway, we end up with a C today. That's not bad. Let's move on, shall we? Thank you, guys.